Gentlemen, you don't have enough talent to win on talent alone.
Hello, and welcome to the Town Podcast brought to you by The Wheel. I am your host, Adam Hess, and with me, as always, my co-host, and the only man to ever lose my 600-pound life. It's Mike Regan. Mike, how you doing today?
Great. Just so good. Why that was so sarcastic sounding? No, I am doing good. Just football. Football's back.
Football's back.
Yeah.
We are 15/16ths of the way through week one, with only one game remaining. Mike, overall, week one, what is... Give me a 3-word summary of week one.
3-word summary.
Uh-huh.
Offenses take time.
Excellent. Mine was going to be offenses bad, so yours is even better than mine.
Mine is the pump the brakes. It takes offenses, 2 to 3 games to actually get going because you can't simulate that.
We can all agree it takes about 26 offenses, 2 to 3 weeks to get going. And then there's also the Bills, Ravens, Jets, and Steelers.
Yes.
The 4 best offenses in the league.
Right. Exactly.
Well, Mike, it is Monday afternoon. There is a cop car traveling down the alleyway in front of me with its lights on. Hopefully I'm not about to be arrested, or maybe I am going to be arrested, and it'll be great for our podcast.
Great content.
But, no, there's another cop. There's 2 cop cars? What is going on? Mike, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here, but before the podcast, we were talking about a team that is very fond to your heart, a team that you have supported for many years, a team that you revel in their victories and wallow in their defeats. Mike, what are your thoughts on the Indianapolis Colts, week one?
What a swerve.
Mike, you're a Bills fan, and the Bills
I am.
just became the first team to win a game in which the other team ran for 277 yards and scored 40 points on a Monday with a temperature below 70 degrees, the wind blowing southwest. How do you feel in the throes of this historic victory by the fighting Josh Allens?
I feel good. I thought it wasn't happening. I was texting you last night some pretty dark things. I was really just done with football.
It was maybe the first time in the history of our friendship where I thought, Mike's being a little whiny.
Yeah. I was just done with it. I'm just done. Hell of a comeback though. But also, I don't know. If you were in that stadium, that's probably gonna be a moment you'll remember the rest of your life, and that is awesome. I've also just gotten to the point where it's all right, that was week one of a 17-week season, and I'm focused more on the bad things I saw from our teams than the good things. So cool, we won. Moving on.
Yeah, I think everyone seems to be looking at where the cops drove, including a woman who's wearing a shirt that says, "Fuck you, I have friends."
She has friends.
Imagine buying a shirt that says "Fuck you" on it and saying, "I'm going to wear this around."
She gets all the cops out. I have friends.
Yeah.
I have friends.
She just has to walk backwards towards them and they'll get the message.
Yeah.
But is Matt Prater now in the annals of Buffalo histories? Will kids generations from now be forced to learn about their Lord and Savior Matt Prater?
He definitely will. He's out there. Before that game on Twitter, someone posted a thing about Prater and I don't know, some stat because he's old as crap by football standards. He's 41 years old.
41.
So it's pretty wild that it came down to him. Almost makes you think it's all scripted.
He last played in 2023 for the Arizona Cardinals, another team close to our heart this year, in which he went 9 for 15 on field goals over 50 yards. That's all I really got for you. He played for the Denver Broncos. At the time, he set the record for the longest kick in the NFL at 61 yards. I'm doing this off the dome. I don't have notes for this.
Look at
I
that.
just know my Matt Prater lore. Yeah.
Know your Prater.
I know my Prater.
You got your Prater
If
down.
there was a game show called Prater or Not, I'd knock that shit out of the park. Very similar to Matt Prater, who kicked a field goal to win a game over the Baltimore Ravens, sending the Bills up 1-0. And firmly, Mike, a huge lead at the top of the AFC East.
Yeah, I think, a big, huge lead. Because no one else can win a game. We came back and we won. And like I said, that is awesome. But I'm still sitting here and some of my whiny texting, I mentioned it in there as I'm looking at this thing going, cool, we were down 15 and we came back. That's not going to happen very often. We're going to be able to pull that off and get lucky and do that. Certain things bounced our way, and that's why it happened. Meanwhile, we're sitting here. Dorian Strong had to play corner and had a 37.1 coverage grade. All right, Christian Benford had a 51.7 coverage grade. Cam Lewis had a 63.9 coverage grade. Cole Bishop, 65.6, actually pretty good for him. But, like, we have a problem here. We have a problem that we knew we needed to address and did nothing to address it. So it's frustrating.
So if I can be the glass half full Bills futurist here,
okay,
that's the best team you'll play all season, and I am including
Yes.
if you make the Super Bowl. That is the best team you'll play all season.
Wow.
And yes, things had to bounce your way, but it was also great execution. And you know what? Defense is fucking weird. Sometimes defense gets to week 13, 14, and suddenly something clicks. They find something in their tape. They get used to their roles. A player breaks out. Whatever it is. Sometimes defense just starts clicking after week 13. And if this Bills defense turns into something more than that, it is a team that, with your best receiver being Khalil Shakir and maybe Keon Coleman after last night, and with a 41-year-old Matt Prater, and with your best defensive player being Joey Bosa now, Ed Oliver blocking passes at, I think he's actually 46, so I think he's the oldest player on the Bills. If all that is true with a defense that allows 40 points on the opening game of the season, if the defense clicks, this team is the absolute Super Bowl favorite. And if it doesn't, it's still in the conversation because they got the best quarterback in the league under center.
Yeah. So,
and quick Bills thing here. Stop me when I name a team that you're worried about facing. At the Jets, versus the Dolphins, versus the Saints, versus the Patriots, at the Falcons, at the Panthers, versus the Chiefs.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Just because of Mahomes.
Yeah. So that's November 2nd is the next time you're walking into a game going, tight butthole about this one.
Yeah, we got a pretty easy schedule.
Yeah, after that you got Dolphins, Buccaneers, Texans, Steelers, Bengals. But at that point, the Bengals will be good on one side of the ball, hopefully. Patriots, as opposed to now, where they're bad on both sides. Patriots, Browns, Eagles, and Jets the rest of the way after that. So you got Eagles, week 17. That would be the other one.
Yeah. So, no, like our regular season schedule is pretty easy. This was a big game in the sense of if we want to win home field throughout the playoffs, get that one seed, then we have to win this one, then we have to beat Kansas City. And I think if we win those two, then I think I will be shocked if we're not the one seed.
Final fun fact I have for you for this game, and then we can move on to some of our gimmicks we have planned. First off, do you know who the number one team on the season so far in total points allowed is?
Wouldn't it be Baltimore?
It is Baltimore. You know who the number 2 team is?
I mean, I can cheat and just look at the scores right now. I'm going to say it's the Jets.
It's Buffalo.
No. Oh, yeah, duh. I'm an idiot. So dumb.
You were about to say Miami, weren't you?
Yeah. And yeah.
Oh. With that, Mike.
I guess I thought since we won the game, we were disqualified from that statistic. It doesn't count. It doesn't even matter. I guess that's what I thought for some reason. But yeah, makes sense. Last thing I'll say.
Okay,
last
fine.
thing.
Keep talking. I'll just edit this. It's
No,
fine.
'cause you
It'll be
mentioned
short because I gotta edit it.
You mentioned it, so I have to respond and say, how about that Keon Coleman? Am I right? How about
Great
that Keon
game.
Coleman?
Great Keon Coleman game. I haven't looked at PFF grades because I don't want to accidentally spoil myself on a game we do here on Mondays. But I assume Keon Coleman had a pretty good receiving grade. Yeah.
77.3. Not too shabby.
That's pretty good. Not too shabby. It's better than Aaron Rodgers' passer grade.
Is it really?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers had a stat inflated kind of day.
That makes sense.
Yeah. With that being said, Mike, our first gimmick of the week. Everyone's favorite thing to do week 1 is overreact. You come out of week 1, you get on your podcast, you talk about how the Lions are cooked, Aaron Glenn is going to eat Dan Campbell's kneecaps, he's going to become Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn as one person, he's going to be called Darren Glamble. Everyone wants to say these things. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do week 1 underreactions. What are the things from week 1 that we know either A, are not going to be true or consistent throughout the season, or B, are going to be true and consistent, but no one is reacting to? What are the things that people are going to throw a fit about that are incorrect, or what are the things that are correct that no one is talking about? These are the week 1 underreactions, Mike.
Gotcha.
Don't say gotcha like you didn't know what we were doing. Now the people think that we don't talk outside the podcast, which is only kind of true.
You gave a good explanation, so I was reaffirming it. I was responding.
I gave a good explanation. I said it like four different. I said the same thing 4 different ways.
Yeah.
So I feel like I gave a long and verbose explanation, which is half of what you want to do, and I'm still talking about it. So this is not going to be my TED Talk.
This is quite verbose of you. You're being very verbose right now.
Reminding me of when Will Arnett in Arrested Development starts trying to work circumvent into a sentence.
Oh yeah.
But he doesn't know. He keeps saying circumvent because he just heard the word and wants to use it.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. My first underreaction of the week. We alluded to this mere minutes ago before I explained the gimmick 6 times. The Steelers probably are not going to be a top 5 offense this season.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah, listen, they put up a lot of plays, but this was their game where they had the second most explosive pass plays that they've had in the last 2 seasons. And there's outliers, right? We can all talk about the 07 Patriots or the Miami Dolphins for the first half of every season prior to the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But usually explosive play rate is not consistent year over year. Game over game. Think last year, think the Saints in the first few weeks, where they had a massive explosive play rate. Rashid Shaheed was catching 90-yard touchdowns, and then it all fell apart because Clint Kubiak sucks. Which is also my take, that everyone got excited about Clint Kubiak being the offensive coordinator in Seattle, and it's like, are we here, Clint Kubiak, a good offensive coordinator? But anyways, explosive play rate, not sustainable. Second most they've had in the last few seasons. Aaron Rodgers looked better. Downright good. Aaron Rodgers looked good.
Mm-hmm.
But we could probably assume the 41-year-old quarterback and the guy that only runs 9 routes and Calvin Austin III probably are not going to combine to get the highest explosive play rate that Pittsburgh has seen in the last 2 seasons consistently.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, when you talk about down-to-down consistency, their run game just didn't click at all. They averaged 2.6 net yards per attempt. They had a negative EPA on runs. They had a success rate below 50% on runs. Like, their run game did nothing. It did nothing. And they're going against a defensive line that just lost Elijah Vera Tucker. Like this, if they were going to run well, they had an opportunity to do it here, and they did not.
Mm-hmm.
And also we had the merging of Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers into the short depth of target, a lot of yak offense.
The Yak Man.
Yak Man and Arthur Smith. Which is good. Like that's a sustainable offensive approach, but that combined with the second highest explosive play rate, I think that what is more likely is that we'll see a lot of like low EPA, high success rate yak plays while the team moves up and down the field, and then the defense is going to play well, and you could probably expect less possessions and lower scoring games out of Pittsburgh. Although I am somewhat of a believer that this team is going to be good after week 1. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is hitting throws rolling out of the pocket. He was going under center.
Yeah, I mean, he looked a lot better and like a little younger yesterday than he has. A little less of a statue, which is good. But I mean, to your point, the Jets secondary, I got outside like Sauce Gardner is good. Outside of him, the secondary is terrible.
Aren't you the biggest Sauce Gardner hater on the planet?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but like not like genuinely. Like I can still acknowledge that he's a good player compared to like you're also like, okay, I'm going to try not to target Sauce, but I think I'll do okay if I target Brandon Stevens or Michael Carter II or Tony Adams or like Andre Sisco. You're going to be okay if you hit those guys up in the secondary. Just avoid Sauce.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're worried about the Jets CB2.
And 3. 4. Safety 1. Strong safety 1 as well.
Any additional thoughts? Any takeaways from Jets Steelers, Mike? Since we're talking about that game right now.
No. My other big thing was I was going to also to your point. I was going to point out how terribly they ran the ball, but you were already on top of that. So
yeah.
Also, what happened with Did Caleb Johnson get hurt?
Did he? I don't think so.
He only carried the ball once.
Yeah. Because they love Jalen Warren, Mike.
Right, but he was like a lot of talk going into the season was that he was going to get a good share. But let's see.
No, he's not hurt.
No. Single touchdown offense in the first half, season opener, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all this because it's bad content, so we can just move on.
He was the kick returner for them, but really he just didn't run the ball. They didn't give it to him. It almost seems like one of those, like, I don't trust this rookie moments because he ran the ball once for -2 yards and then never saw the field again.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even get that touch till the second half, so interesting.
What does it mean?
Oh.
What, did you find a picture of him fucking Arthur Smith's wife?
He fumbled a kickoff. It was recovered.
Yeah.
By the Steelers, but there's a good chance that hard-ass Mike Tomlin came down on the kid and took him out of the game for that.
Okay, but Kenneth Gainwell also fumbled the ball and recovered it.
All right.
And
I'm just saying. I mean, they can keep sending Jalen Warren right into like the ass of their guards and watch him not do anything in spite of it, or they can give Caleb Johnson a try instead of only giving him one touch. Just an idea. We'll see what happens.
You know who didn't gain well?
Kenneth.
Yeah. All right, Mike. My next week 1 underreaction. I'm not ready to call the Packers Super Bowl champions yet.
Yeah, me
Not
neither.
there.
It's probably smart. Week 1.
This Detroit team, I think like their struggles are going to be for real and maybe for a while. Like, so year over year, like they dropped 15 or 0.15 per rush on EPA. So their average EPA per rush last year was 0.15 higher than this year, which means that they're just running less efficiently, and that's to be expected because they lost Ben Johnson, one of the best offensive coordinators in the league, and from what I hear, a man who often pees his pants.
I heard this.
And they lost a lot of their offensive line. They had 46 net rushing yards, so that's rushing yards minus sacks. And they averaged 5.8 yards per drop back. So like this offense was not moving it, and I think the Packers defense is probably pretty good. They had a huge offseason addition with Keyshawn Nixon. He wasn't there. I was just waiting to see if you reacted to me not mentioning Micah Parsons.
Oh.
But here's the other thing. Like, Micah Parsons did not play a lot of snaps.
No, 23.
No, and I think that a lot of that is his back was bothering him still. Still getting worked into the offense. In the first half, I think he played like 3 total snaps, and all of them were like 3rd and long.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the Packers defense is still well built.
There you go.
And I can see a situation where the defense is really good and the offense is really good, and I'll have to acquiesce on this take eventually. But for now, like, the offense had a huge explosive play rate. They had 8 explosive passing plays on 22 passes, and they had the most improvement on EPA per pass of any team year over year from last year to week 1 this year.
Mm-hmm.
So far. I mean, the Bears might have like 7 more EPA per pass and score 106 points, and this would all be moot. But for now, the Packers have the highest improvement in EPA, and you can either like really start drinking the Matthew Golden Kool-Aid, or we can say that Detroit is in a huge transitional phase, and the Packers probably need a few more weeks to cut their teeth. I think the Packers are probably going to walk in and win pretty easy on Thursday against Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Washington has a much better secondary. Not worried as much about their CB2 after week 1. And like a borderline deeper defensive line than Detroit. But Washington has a lot of issues, and the Packers can exploit, and the Packers probably have a more secure roster. But I would say, like, give it to like October before we start calling the Packers Super Bowl champions, when last year they didn't get close. And they're like, really, their only addition is Micah Parsons and Matthew Golden.
Yeah, I'd wait, because I think part of this also ties into I think everybody they probably they will have problems, like you said, that they're going to be working on throughout the year. But I do think people should probably cool down a little bit. Like, don't freak out about Detroit based on this game.
I'm freaking out, Mike.
You're freaking out? I wouldn't.
Losing
Like, Aiden Hutchinson, if this, I don't know when the next time they play, but it's going to be later in the year, obviously. and I think he'll have a bigger impact in that game as he comes back from a bad injury, gets his feet back under him. Like, you can't, no matter what you do in camp and in practice and whatever, you can never simulate an actual game. It's impossible unless you're actually playing a game. So there's just like, you can do your best to be ready, but it's always going to be a little bit of time where you have to have actual game experience to get going again. They also they started like Tyleek Williams. He got a decent amount of snaps as well, and he's a rookie. I feel like there's guys like, just give it a little bit of time. I think they'll bounce back. Offensively, I think this defense can get better as the year goes on. Offensively, I'm pretty concerned. I mean, a big part of that is that like their offensive line, like Parsons didn't play a lot. Like he got a good chunk of snaps, but like you said, he didn't play a lot. And this offensive line struggled, and they didn't even have like their biggest gun out there as much as they will the next time you play them. And Goff was constantly under pressure, and Goff can't handle pressure, so that's a little worrisome. And you couldn't run the ball for shit. I guess this was the week of like, I feel like 20 teams out of the league couldn't run the ball for shit this week. It's starting to feel like.
Yeah, no kidding. Except for whatever reason, Green Bay. Well, even Green Bay.
And Baltimore.
Josh Jacobs averaged 3.5 yards per carry.
So.
And like also with this Packers thing, like, are we sure Jordan Love's good? Like, that's the wrong way to put it. I think Jordan Love's good. Are we sure Jordan Love's volatility isn't going to create a house of cards? Like, there's going to be a game where Jordan Love's just going to go out there and throw 3 interceptions, and you got to hope that game's not like the wild card round.
Yeah. I mean, I think I said it last week where I was picking on Goff because I was like, yeah, he's not great under pressure. And I was like, oh, we look at the numbers, neither is Jordan Love. And I don't think Detroit did a good job of getting pressure on Jordan Love.
Hey, so I had a buddy explain to me how you start playing golf. You know how I tried to ask you that on the podcast, but instead I accidentally asked you how to jerk off?
What do you mean? How do you start playing golf? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Get some clubs and you maybe go to the driving range? You just start playing. How do you start doing anything?
Yeah, okay. See, but here's the thing. Like, from the outside, I couldn't have told you what step 1 was. Because, like, when you want to start playing basketball, you know what the best practice is?
Mm-hmm.
To play basketball.
Right.
But you can't, like, just go out on a golf course and be like, I'm golfing!
Yeah, I'd say go to the driving range a few times. And then when you do go out on a course, don't be like an idiot. Like, you know, if you're taking your, like, 8th shot, you should probably be like, I'm going to pick it up, go to the next hole. Stuff like that.
All right, Mike. Back to what you're talking about here. Moving on to my next underreaction. Emeka Egbuka is good.
Yeah, that's accurate.
My next underreaction after that one. The Commanders probably aren't going to have a top 5 defensive line.
Yeah. Did you think they were?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's,
yeah, gotcha, right.
At no point did I think they were, but people are like, this Commanders team. The Commanders had the highest pressure rate this week.
Mm-hmm.
They, like, I think, I didn't write it down in front of me. I don't think so. But, oh yeah, here we go. Russell Wilson was pressured on 19 of 45 dropbacks. He got lit up multiple times as he was throwing the ball that didn't count as a sack, but about as close as you can come, including a Bobby Wagner game-ending hit that got called for roughing the passer because his hand hit Russell Wilson's helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the defensive line looked like the fucking 2001 Ravens for a second. Like, there was times where they would have Tyrone Tracy run at what was like an open gap a second ago, and then suddenly, like, Javon Kinlaw would just be embodying that entire gap like a cork.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and guess the Giants' offensive line is just the worst in the league when Andrew Thomas is injured, and that the Commanders aren't going to have, like, a dominant defensive line this season with Dorrance Armstrong as our best pass rusher.
Yeah, that was going to be my big point, is that this isn't a good Giants offensive line in any area. Like, they could not run the ball. Their leading rusher was Russell Wilson, who ran for 44 yards, 40 of which were scramble yards because he was running for his life because the commies were getting pressure on him. This is a terrible offensive line.
Yeah. Terrible offensive line, and it's going to lose Russell Wilson his job maybe as soon as next week.
If Dabo wants, like, any chance, I said Dabo. college football brain, sorry. If Dable wants any chance at, like, trying to make a come from behind victory to save his job, then yeah, I think he needs to look into moving on from Russell pretty quickly.
When I was watching the game, and for those of you who are new to the podcast this season, I typically go to my father's house to watch football.
Mm-hmm.
So we're watching the game. My dad turns to me and goes, "How much are you hoping they don't put Dart in right now?" And at the time, I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's working to face Russ, so don't take Russ out." But like, honest to God, with that offensive line, you could have put fucking 2007 Tom Brady back there.
That'd be a fun experiment. I feel like he could have done some damage still.
Well, listen,
really good.
He's got Malik Neighbors out there as being like Randy Moss, except better. He's like Randy Moss, but better. And maybe if you put Brady back there, Neighbors has like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. But that offensive line was not good. It was very not good. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, there was a play where Trey Amos shot a gap on a corner blitz, or maybe it was Lattimore. I can't remember now, but it was one of those two, or Igbenogany. Doesn't matter. But one of the cornerbacks shot a gap on a cornerback blitz, and like an offensive lineman turned to try to help block him, and just instead of blocking Igbenogany or whatever defensive lineman will say De'Aaron Payne, he just let both of them through.
Oh God. Yeah, Russ threw the ball away 7 times. 7 intentional throwaways. But you know what? That's what you get. Because Russ isn't...
7 of those were out of the back of the end zone, too.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, off the top of my head, I remember at least a couple that I know were. Like, he that's what you get. Like this is what Dabble's going to get with Russ. There is no, like, oh, this could get better next week. No, it's not. Like, this is what you're going to get with him. He is a veteran. He's not going to throw a lot of interceptions, right? And he's going to throw the ball away, try to avoid taking sacks, etc. He's also not going to, like, take a chance and try to make something happen. Because he doesn't have that in him anymore. He's not dangerous anymore.
He's not dangerous. He's
like, that's what you're gonna get.
Barely functioning Russ. That being said, I don't think Dart's going to be any better. I don't think Jameis is going to be any better. But at least Jameis would be fun.
Yeah, I think Dart would be fun, too.
I think Dart's going to be bad.
We'll find out in at least probably like next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, we'll find out next week.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've been the champion of Jackson Dart's gonna suck eggs, but Mike, my final underreaction of the week. The kickoff rules are confusing but good.
Oh.
Guess what? We don't need to have a take on how these rules are terrible or these rules are great or here's how you improve it or they're ruining the league. They are just confusing but good. Going into Sunday Night Football, 76% of kickoffs are being returned. Now, sometimes people were returning them when, if they had let them go, they would get them at the 35, and sometimes people were letting them go when, if they had picked it up, they wouldn't have had to start their drive at the 20. So it's confusing, and it's confusing the players whose job it is to do this. So you know for sure that my dad and my stepmom spent the entire game confused about the kickoff. But the NFL has been trying various levers to get injuries down on the kickoff and to get returns up. And I think they have finally hit the correct lever for both of those things.
Okay.
That's it? That's all you got for me?
So,
you don't hate
no,
kickoff rules? You're not filled with fury?
I'm not. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. So your point is that they work, right? You like them?
Yes. Well,
yes. Okay. They didn't change. My point is they work. Okay. They didn't change from last year, right? I didn't miss something?
Yes, they did.
Wait, what did they change?
Now, if it lands in the landing zone and you take it as a fair catch, it goes out to the 20. But if it lands in the end zone and you take it as a fair catch, it goes out to the 35, which is 5 yards further than last year.
Okay. I see. I guess that works. I don't know. It's such like a muddled mess. There's like constantly changing it for decades to try to figure a way out to make it work, and I don't know where we land.
I think they just need to let this sit like this
for a couple
of
years.
Like 3 years. Yeah, let everyone understand the rule before you start fucking with it again. You got what you want. Week 1, 76% of kicks got returned going into Sunday Night Football. I don't know what the numbers are now.
That's good, and I get the whole point of being like, if you're gonna fair catch it in the landing zone, then you're gonna take like a hit and you're gonna not have good field position. That makes sense to me. I can get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the NFL just needs to let this rule sit. Let people, let the viewing base understand it. Remember, most of the viewing base is Bills fans who got really drunk on Sunday and started complaining about the Bills. That's most of the people who watch the sport. So
I feel targeted right now.
no, it's just a generalization. I can name
right, yeah, just a general
40, 50 people I know that did the same thing.
Right.
So those people need time to not just like understand the rules, but like intuit them to where they don't have to think. Like when they see someone signal for a fair catch at the 2-yard line, you don't have to think, wait, where's that going? You think that was a bad decision. Like it needs to get to that level where the thought's immediate. And then you can start tweaking stuff again.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they would need to start tweaking stuff. They got the 2 things they wanted out of the kick return.
That's true. Just get more returns. That's like the goal, is just to get more returns.
Yeah. More returns, less injuries. Got them both.
Got them both. You won. You solved all the problems, NFL. They're going to get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, let's put them on Palestine. See what they figure out there. They put end racism now in the end zone, and I think that worked. I haven't checked. I haven't had any racism done to me, so I assume it worked. But
so it worked. There is no more of it.
Mike, did you have any week 1 underreactions?
Yeah. I had a couple here that you did not already touch on. Let's go ahead and just like pump the Daniel Jones brakes.
This is a great one. That is a phenomenal one. How did I not steal that from you?
Yeah, I kept waiting for you to say that one. Like this is fun. Danny Dimes out there slinging it, 22 of 29, 272 yards. He scored 1 touchdown throwing. I know he had at least 2 more running. I'm sorry,
3 total touchdowns. Yeah,
I almost shortchanged the pride of UNC football. I'm sorry, pride of Duke football.
Yeah, how dare you? Pride of UNC football is Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
And Jordan Hudson.
I'm going to tell you how he pulled this off, okay? Him and his OC, the coaching staff, they worked real hard, and they went out there with a game plan. And the game plan was, if you're going to throw, go ahead and target Storm Duck 5 times. Go ahead and target Jack Jones 5 times. Go ahead and target Rasul Douglas, who like just joined the team like 40 minutes before kickoff 5 times. That might work. Those are the keys to victory.
Are you saying that you're worried about the Dolphins' cornerback 1?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They have some bad corners on this team, and then they have Minka, who
they that trade looked so bad so instantly when Jalen Ramsey blew up the final passing play of the Jets game.
Right.
Yeah. That was like you guys lost that one. I know it's only week 1, but
so
hey, while we're talking about this game,
while
we're talking about this game and talking about how we probably can pump the brakes on the Colts being an offensive juggernaut this season. Did you see how bad that Tua interception that Leatu Latu caught was?
I didn't get you texted me about it. I didn't get a chance to see that one.
Leatu Latu drops back into coverage and Tua just like throws it to him. Like he just completely underthrows. I think it might have been Darren Waller.
Yeah, is that performance good enough? Does that put Mike McDaniel's like pole position and first coach fired right now?
Ooh. Who else?
It was really bad.
Who else took a step up this week in terms of first coach fired? Mike McDaniel for sure. Daboll, maybe?
I feel like Daboll position, it was already really high up there. I feel like
it was high up there already, as was McDaniel's. But the difference is that going into this game, I think that Daboll knew they were going to lose because they didn't put Andrew Thomas out there. And I think that if they thought there was a chance they were going to win, they would have said, "Hey, Andrew, can you play?" Because the rest of our offensive line is made out of paper mache. Miami probably thought they had a shot at this. I don't know what the line closed at, but I can't imagine that it was higher than like 3.5. That's a good question. I think you're right. I think this puts McDaniel in the pole position. I can't think of anyone else who moved up like significantly. What if Chicago loses by 40? Does that put Ben Johnson?
I don't think
Piss
so.
Johnson? Does that put him in the conversation?
No, I don't think it puts Piss Pants Johnson in the situation. I think this line closed at like 1.5. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
Mike McDonald, could it be like a mic off for first coach fired, or are we too soon on Mike McDonald getting fired?
Yeah, I think I'm a little too soon. I do think there's a good chance he could be gone this year. But I mean that performance by the Dolphins was like, that was really bad.
What
that
about
was a
whoever's
complete
coaching the
no-show.
Panthers these days?
Isn't it still? It is still. What's his face? Like,
See, no one knows, Mike.
God damn it, I
No
know
one
it.
knows who it is.
I know it because, like, when I first heard it, I was like, "That man's never been in football before. Who are you talking about?"
So
Canales.
I think that
it's still Dave Canales.
yeah, there you go. That guy that really exists. So Canales, Callahan, and McDaniel, I think, are the only people who took like a step forward in the first coach fired. I think McDaniel took a significant step forward, but again, blown out by the Daniel Jones-led Michael Pittman scoring Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Any other ones, Mike?
Damn.
What?
Let's throw this in here. I guess this counteracts my last point, but that Tyler Warren kid,
Yeah, big Tyler Warren day. 7
Yeah.
receptions.
76 yards. I might have been right about him. Just saying, I might have been right about that one.
Giants sticking with Russell Wilson versus Cowboys. It's official.
See that? Okay. I mean, you can at least like have fun while the ship sinks, or you can just like Dable has just tied himself to the mast and is going to slowly drown with the ship. That's his choice.
Everyone go see the Odyssey in theaters next year.
I don't know if this is an underreaction, but like, yes, like the Sam Darnold thing's not going to work.
How dare you?
So I feel like people
Lord
were
and
saying
Savior.
it. People were saying it going in. So I feel like saying that after week 1 isn't an overreaction.
Yeah. 150 yards, 16 for 23, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
How
Like, it
about
was just
big cock Brock going out there and throwing 2 interceptions and 2 picks? Only guy right now on pace to go 34 and 34 on the season.
Only guy on pace to do it. That is a good point. Yeah, and like I guess this would be another underreaction. Like this, I guess my reaction total. This game tells us nothing. The Niners Seahawks game.
Niners Seahawks game, yeah.
It told us nothing. We've learned nothing at all.
This was such a busted and weird game. McCaffrey gets okay to play like 2 hours before kickoff, averages 3.1 yards a carry, and 8.1 yards a reception for a total of like 130 yards, and no touchdowns. But like none of it was like typical McCaffrey efficiency. Pearsall led the 49ers in receiving. Jackson Smith and Jigba had 130 yards.
Mm-hmm.
None of the running backs broke 4 yards a carry. The game ended up with 3 total touchdowns in it? Yeah. I mean, it's this was like at the end of the year, you could tell me that the Seahawks win the division and win like 12 games, or that the Seahawks have a shot at like a top 5 pick, and this game would not be one of the examples I pointed to in either direction.
Yeah. Like there's just like it was a nothing burger of a game in general. Maybe it's because I was down on both teams so much going into it that when they played each other in a game that when you look at it, you're like, neither team was really like, wow, that was amazing. And one team won slightly, like by 3 points. So I'm like, yeah, I learned nothing about these two teams I already thought weren't going to have good years.
It was an all-time, a non-narrative game. Like I think I could find a narrative with most other games. Houston versus the Rams is a hard one to find a narrative with. Just about every other game, I think I can pull a narrative from. Maybe Las Vegas, New England's another hard one.
Mm-hmm.
But this game, it's like, I got nothing. What do you want to say? Christian McCaffrey caught passes. Yeah, sure. Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to get a lot of passes on the season. Sure.
Yeah, that has to be. We got to check the record books. If Jigba set a record for like percentage of his quarterback's yards throwing.
124 of 150.
Yeah, that is wild.
I just like the offseason hype be, guys, this Elijah Aurora, he's going to be something. One reception, 7 yards, 1 target.
Well, he's got a bad quarterback. Even though that hurts my
Bad?
narrative. That hurts my narrative that bad quarterbacks love their tight ends. So I take that back. I take that comment back.
He's got a good quarterback. See, now you're trapped in purgatory.
Wow. And only 28 of Njigba's yards were yak. So him and Purdy just got a connection going. Week 1 over.
He's going to play on the same team as Purdy.
Not Purdy. Same thing. Sam Darnold.
Same thing. Sam thing.
Like, is that the week 1 overreaction? Like, Darnold doing Jigba, most lethal connection in the league.
If that is our overreaction, then we have done our work correctly as a podcast.
We definitely have done our work correctly then. Okay.
You got any other ones, Mike?
No, this one's probably an overreaction, so I guess I shouldn't say it.
So under your underreactions, you have an overreaction?
Yeah, I jotted it down, but I was like, it's probably an overreaction. What can I like?
Right.
I'm just gonna open this
Throw it
up to
out.
the floor, and two things. All right, I'll throw these out here two ways. Whether they're over or under reactions, you tell me, and we can just
Okay.
broach the topics. Number one, I think it's time to start worrying about CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. 19 for 27, 1 interception. Hasn't thrown a touchdown, Mike, in almost 8 months.
Saying that's including offseason, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you and I were particularly high on the Rams defense going into this game.
Mhm.
And they got a new offensive coordinator in the building. So I guess underreaction style, like pump the brakes, give him a couple weeks.
But I also I made
the CJ Stroud had like a really good game.
Right, and I made the point to say that if there's one area of this Rams defense you can attack, it's the secondary.
Yeah.
And
Because
he
they got
did.
Storm Duck and Duck Hodges back there.
No, that was Miami's god awful secondary.
It's the duck-to-duck connection, Mike.
That's true.
Let's see. Here. I just want to see. Do they have his grades up yet on PFF? Don't care about his overall grade, people. Just want to know his week 1 grade.
Stroud?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right here.
What's his week 1 grade?
His week 1 passing grade was like not astronomically bad. It was 65.4. But this is also the kid who like had a really good rookie year, and then the NFL media did the NFL media thing where they were like, CJ Stroud, now greatest quarterback ever, solves world hunger.
Sounds like Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, slotted in to win 14 MVPs in the next 13 years. Like that.
All right,
bullshit.
what's your other
Like,
overreaction now that we've ended Stroud's career just in the wake too of Ohio State off to a hot start?
I don't even have like a reaction. I just want to throw it out there because you have to talk about it since he was, first off the board at the most valuable position. Like Cam Ward, week 1 thoughts.
Pretty good.
Really?
Pretty
Okay.
good right up until it wasn't.
Yeah, he finished 12 of 28 for 112 yards.
He started off well, but whatever your thoughts on Cam Ward, it was the first game of the season on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what the rookie historical record is going on the road as an underdog, but it can't be good. And then not only is it on the road, it's on the road against the best defense in the NFL, a top 3 defense in the NFL, for sure the best secondary in the NFL.
Yes.
And he played well in the first half. It just kind of all fell apart. I think the more interesting thing from this is Bo Nix did not play all that well. 25 for 40, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, a lot of people were coming after Bo on Twitter, calling him out, saying he's a fraud.
Afraid?
That
Bo is a fraud.
The whole thing. The league has a year of tape on you now, so you're cooked.
It was a lot of Bo mistakes, but Sean Payton said that he's like Drew Brees, but better and taller and more handsome and has a bigger penis. So,
right.
Take that for what you will.
That's one thing. Not Bo's penis. I'm not talking about that. About Ward. That like
Ward's
I am like,
penis. Got it.
No, like pleasantly surprised by because I thought he would fall into these traps. Considering the defense he was playing, the fact that he walked out of there, no turnovers and no turnover worthy plays.
Yeah.
Like now, if we're like 4 weeks into the season, he keeps laying eggs and he also has no like turnover worthy plays. I'm gonna be like, wow, you're taking no chances because he also had no big time throws. So I'm like, right.
He took no chances in this game.
Yeah.
They said keep it safe. He did not run. He took a bunch of sacks.
They definitely knew they had no chance of winning against this defense. Is what you're telling me?
That's why they didn't start Andrew Thomas.
Right. That's why they didn't call the Giants and tell them to start Andrew Thomas. It also does hurt Cam that it's like that Tajay Spears injury is like a small thing. But like at least Tajay Spears has some like explosive ability that defenses have to account for compared to like in this game they were like, oh, watch out, there's Tony Pollard back there. What is he gonna do?
Calvin Ridley and Chig Okonkwo also had back-to-back like the 2 worst drops I saw on Sunday.
That's always brutal.
This game also could just be called the dog shit quarterback bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Ward had a 7.4 QBR and a 54.5 passer rating.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Nix 19.2 QBR. That's out of 100 QBR and a 60 passer rating.
Okay.
So not great. Not great quarterback play in that one.
No.
Mike, any other over/under reactions?
Nope.
All right. Let's keep it moving here, as we spent a long time talking about that one.
Mm-hmm.
The next segment I have simply titled as "Can I Bitch?" And this is the things that we want to complain about. Now, Mike, I know us, and I know that when we bitch, boy do we bitch.
We can bitch.
It goes on. It goes on for a while. So I'm going to say each time, each of us gets what, 2 minutes? That work for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. 2 minutes per topic, that is.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 minutes on the clock. I'm going to go first here, Mike. Malik Neighbors is good. It's very annoying. It's very annoying to be a fan of a team in the NFC East, where now the three other teams have Malik Neighbors, who is coming up as potentially one of the best wide receivers in the league, in a class with Brian Thomas Jr., who's probably going to be the other one in a few years. CeeDee Lamb, who is currently one of the best wide receivers in the league, and A.J. Brown, which, thank God, Jalen Hurts seems to have forgotten A.J. Brown exists, because otherwise, he is also one of the best wide receivers in the league, on a team with the last wide receiver not named Travis Hunter to win a Heisman, and Devontae Smith. I don't know if it's just like the wide receiver renaissance. I mean, you could point to some other divisions where like there's a couple of them, right? Like the AFC South, who has Brian Thomas Jr. and Nico Collins. But I don't know how I ended up in a division where we just paid a guy 3 years, $93 million to be the fourth best wide receiver in the division. And that's no smoke to Terry. I fucking love Terry.
Damn.
But Malik Neighbors is really fucking good. And CeeDee Lamb is really fucking good. And A.J. Brown seems to be good at reading books.
Okay. So that was like the question. I was like, are you putting, like, who are the three in front of you? And I was like, is he putting A.J. Brown in front of Terry? Okay.
Yeah. When A.J. Brown gets passes thrown at him, he is a very good wide receiver.
When he wants
again,
to. He can tear defenses apart. Sometimes it feels like he's just like, nah, we don't need me today.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Which is the great thing about A.J. Brown is he seems to want to tear defenses apart whenever he plays Washington, because Washington quarterbacks don't know when to stop chirping at him, and now Marshawn Lattimore gets in his grill a couple of times. Now A.J. Brown's going off for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. Malik Neighbors had a play where Russell Wilson got fucking lit up as he threw the ball. Neighbors snapped around like he has precognition, knew the ball was coming his way, caught a 30-yard pass downfield in double coverage.
He's pretty good,
All right,
man.
that's my 2 minutes. That's my 2 minutes.
That's your
Mike,
2
do
minutes?
you have one queued up?
I have one queued up that won't even take 2 minutes. It's just like, you know what? Brian Dable, give more touches to my boy Cam. This is ridiculous.
Okay, can I interrupt here?
Yeah.
Cam Scatterbo won me over.
I know. Nothing made me happier than reading that text. I didn't know if you were trolling me at first.
Scatterbo had 2 of the best pass blocking pickups that I saw all day. Especially when the offensive line was just crumbling, and he was just in there like a fucking unmovable object. Like Frankie Louvu broke through the line, and there's 5'1" Cam Scatterbo who has the weight of a dying sun, just cannot be moved back.
This dude, he plays hard, and like I get it. All right, he only got 2 attempts, which totaled -3 yards, which isn't great. I understand that. It's behind a terrible offensive line. Maybe give him more touches and see if he can do something instead of feeding Tyron Tracy, who averaged 2.4 carry on his 10 attempts. Like maybe see if Cam Scatterbo had something. In the pass game, they tossed it to him twice. He had 12 yards. And you were thinking, no, okay, what's so special about that? That's 6 yards of reception. You know what that is? If you pick up 50% or more yardage on a 1st and 10, you know what that is? That's considered a success play. That goes towards your success rate. Okay. I want guys who can make successful plays. And in an offense that like just has like chuck it up to Neighbors energy, like maybe give it to another dude who might be like a playmaker. Get him a little more involved next week is all I'm saying.
If I can do a minor bitch off your bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Just the dumbest sentence I've said all day.
Bitch off the bitch, right?
44 on a white running back is a terrible choice because now everyone who tunes into a Giants game for the next 2 years is going to be like, who's the fullback on the Giants?
That's true. It's a fullback number.
It's a fullback number on a white guy in the backfield.
Yeah, that looks like a fullback. Was Peyton Hillis 44?
He was on Madden 2009. Does that help you out at all? Or sorry, Madden 08.
Peyton Hillis jersey number.
That's your 2 minutes, by the way. So after you figure out
okay,
Peyton Hillis' jersey number.
All right, I was close. He was 40 when he was.
I think
on
use check is 44.
Browns. That might be what I'm thinking. Yeah.
All right, 2 minutes on the clock. I'm sticking in that game, Mike, which is the only game we've talked about so far in this segment.
Not done yet.
Where did the commies' 4th down confidence go?
Oh, yeah.
Like, guess how many fourth downs the Commanders went for this Sunday, week 1 of the NFL regular season?
Mhm.
Goose egg. 0.
Goose egg.
They went for none. They had 2 fourth downs on 4th and 5 or less from their 40 or closer. So in range, where a punt is more than likely going to end up going into the end zone for a touchback unless you kick it out of bounds. They had 2 fourth downs at 4th and 5 or closer, including a 4th and 1 that they didn't go for. This was the highest fourth down conversion team of all time last season.
Mm-hmm.
And now they went, no, 4th and 1, scary. Very scary 4th and 1. We're not going to go for it against the Giants. And Giants' defensive line played great. There's obviously some fear in there with that. But you didn't go for any fourth downs. You didn't go for a 4th and 1. You got Jaden Daniels back there. Like, Jaden Daniels, like, fucking sneezes forward 2.5 yards.
In their defense, they weren't worried about giving the ball back to New York at any point. No. I think there was no need.
New York at one point was in the low red zone on 2nd or 3rd down, got a roughing penalty, got 4 new downs, and did not get a touchdown. They had 7 downs inside the 10 to score a touchdown, and they didn't do it. Also, we want to talk about fourth down efficiency. Seattle also kicked a field goal on 4th and 1 to go up 13-10 on San Francisco in a game they ended up losing by 4 points. You guys didn't want to like tush push. Like it's 2025, guys. The playbook's out. You can just push Sam Darnold's tush into the first down marker.
Right.
It's legal. It works every time.
Do you notice Josh? That's unrelated, but you notice Josh went over the top on his 1 touchdown last night?
Yeah, he did the. People have been calling it the Space Jam.
Yeah, I feel like that was intentional. I don't know why. Well, obviously it was intentional. He did it, but you know what I mean. Like
he went, "Oh no, I'm accidentally jumping."
What's happening? It was an interesting thing I noticed. God.
All right, you got another one queued up there, Mike?
Yeah. Bryce, why are you doing this to me? Dude, like it's so hard sometimes. Like I ride for you, I die for you, and then you make this comeback last year. You look great, and then this is what we get week 1. All right, this is what we get when we get 18 of 35 for 154, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Okay, and even worse, did you see the video on the social medias making the rounds?
Which video?
There's a timeout at one point. I don't know if it was a TV timeout. I think it was a TV timeout, whatever. Anyway, and Bryce is on the field, and he is looking up at the Jumbotron. They're doing one of those little, like, during a commercial, they put things up there, and it's like, it was like, there's something under one of the helmets, and they move the helmets around. Which helmet is under? And you could tell he's watching this. He picked which helmet it was under, and he had to see if it was under that helmet, and then he went out, and he was there like the player a couple plays after that. He threw an interception. Bryce, I need you to lock in, man. Please.
That is so fucking funny.
Yeah. Like the dude who takes the video is literally like, he's watching the helmets. Look at him.
I'll give the Panthers this though.
Mm-hmm.
They went for a 4th down.
Sure.
The Commanders did
that. How about that Josh Hines though? We shit on him. Had himself quite the game.
Call me up when he plays a good offensive line.
Fair point. Hey, the Panthers have some good guards, okay? They got guards on that team.
I like beer guards.
Yeah.
I got a few here that I don't really need to talk about a ton, so I'll just rattle them off in a row here.
Okay.
I'm not a jersey guy, but the Saints jerseys were fucking gross.
Oh,
you need
God,
to clean
they're
that shit up, New
terrible.
Orleans.
Yeah.
You and I texted about this, but the gap between the afternoon game and Sunday Night Football is ridiculous. Just start a game at 6 p.m. Eastern, call it America's Game of the Week, put it on Fox, and it's fine. Then it'll run up to like right when Sunday Night Football starts, and that's what we all want. We just want to sit there and not move for 8 hours and watch football. I don't want to have to be like, what do I do for 45 minutes? While we're talking about the Panthers thing, I was lied to about Travis Hunter, and I'm upset about it.
You were lied to? Did he not play at all? I meant to. All day I've been meaning to go back and double check the box scores and keep forgetting.
He played 48 total snaps, 42 on offense, 6 on defense.
Oh, 2-way player. Watch out.
Liam Cohen, this motherfucker is not going to win offensive or defensive rookie of the year doing this shit. Fucking Brian Thomas played more snaps on offense alone than Travis Hunter played on both sides of the field.
Yeah.
Like, unless you got Travis Hunter out there punting, I don't know how he's getting to being like Ooh, it was worth all this trade capital and getting the number 2. He's the number 2 receiver, the number 6 cornerback, and played less snaps than most players.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the fucking value here, Liam Cohen? Where's the offensive and defensive rookie of the year? What, did he come to you and say, I'm too tired from shooting 9,000 commercials? Can I just not play as many snaps as Brian Thomas?
I hope the Jaguars don't feel good about that win.
I've been like hammering the Jags drum, and I don't feel good about that win.
Right. It wasn't pretty. Like, ETN had a day, which never happens ever in his life. So good for him. But
hey, while we're bitching about rookies, I was also lied to about Ashton Genty.
Oh, that I should have said that in the underreaction thing. Like, calm down, everybody.
1.9 net yards a carry on 19 attempts. Is this the Chip Kelly we all asked for? Is this your god? Is this what we've been promised?
This is a bad offensive line. He also did break people's brains because he had 38 yards total, but 44 yards after contact. And some people were like, huh? Oh, yeah, you can't lose yards after contact. Like,
yeah.
There's no way to take those away from you on the stat sheet, so that's why it's higher than the other, but he'll be fine.
You got any more lined up, Mike?
I
got one more, but I want to save it because it's very important.
Oh, it's very important?
It's very
yeah,
important.
I got one
so
more.
I'm going to save it for last. Yeah.
You know, I can save this one because it has to do with Kyler Murray, so I can save it for when we talk about that game. So I'll save it till then. And my other thing is, like, what was, like, the Cincinnati game?
Dude, it's just Bengals week 1, man.
I hate
They're
the
like
Bengals.
1-10 in September in their last 3 years, something like that. Yeah.
It's just, like, what was that? Like, for a second there, I was really going to be bitching because, like, early in the game, Flacco, like, got a touchdown. I was like, here we go again with this bullshit Flacco stuff. The dude's 800 years old. And just somehow, like, just does this on random weeks. But yeah, I don't know. Something's a little weird. That game was just, like, annoying. It was just one of those annoying week 1 results where it doesn't make any sense. The Cleveland defense isn't this good, guys. Outside of one guy.
It's just the Bengals offense is really bad in September. So I don't know why everyone's like, Joe Burrow, one of the best players, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. The guy can't watch tape during the offseason. He can't fucking practice. He's like, well, I got to get in there for all the games in September and lose those to get them out of my system, and then I'll be good.
Right. And like I said, offenses, they can take time, I think, a little longer sometimes than defenses to get going in the season. But like, you literally, all your money is in your offense. You're not spending it on your defense. So you think that part of the ball, like, you would come out ready to go on that part. It was just weird. It was annoying.
Here's my Joe Burrow thing, if I may bitch. If you flipped the way their season works every year, and they won a bunch of games to start the year, and then went like 1-4 in their last 5 games, Joe Burrow would never be in an MVP conversation because that's how recency bias works.
Yeah.
But because that happens at the start of the year, by the end of the year, we're like, well, he led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns and passing, and he passed a lot, and he threw the ball a ton, and he's good at throwing the ball. But if at the end of the season he lost 4 of his last 5 games, every year we'd be like, why can't Joe Burrow finish the season? Is he not clutch? Does he really, like, wilt down the stretch?
Oh, he dodges that because he's shit early and good late.
Because he's bad early. Because he's too busy with his fucking brand and his fucking hair during the offseason to get ready to play week 1.
Yeah. And then my last thing real quick is that I gassed him up, and Zach Robinson, you didn't have a good first day with me. As an offensive
Michael
coordinator.
Penix almost saved it for you.
He did.
Actually, Younghoon Koo almost saved it for you.
He lost it for me. And that defense lost it for me too. But like, Penix saved it in spite of, like, they could not run the ball with any success against, like, a hefty Bucks
the week 1
line.
theme.
Yeah, like, could not run the ball. And then they get into a situation where they're driving to try to score a touchdown to tie this game up. Or no, I'm sorry, they actually, like, take the lead. 2017. All right, they get down there, and where is it? Found it. All right, so 3rd and 1 at the Tampa Bay 2, they run it -1. All right, Michael Penix scrambles on 4th and 2 to get the first down. They have to review it, but they said, oh, he extended himself, so he technically gave himself up, so the fumble doesn't matter. First down, great, awesome. You haven't run the ball, very good. And then yet, once they get this, like, first down, thanks to Michael Penix, what do? They came out and ran the ball again and lost 3 yards. Now, once again, luckily, Penix scrambled and, like, by, like, a hair crossed the goal line on a rush and scored. But it's just, like, little moments like that I point at, and I'm like, why did you run the ball there? You haven't done it good all day, and you're in this big situation. Why would you do that? Because little moments like that connect to moments throughout the entire game where maybe we wouldn't be in a situation where my parlay gets blown. All right.
Of course, it's betting.
All right. Some of us took a Cards-Falcons parlay, the ultimate dirty bird parlay, and we got screwed because of Youngwon Koo and questionable offensive play calling.
Are you worried that no one told Michael Penix to just let Kyle Pitts go out there and run wind sprints and leave him alone on his own?
I guess he didn't get the message.
8 targets, second most on the team for Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see Atlanta's working out new kickers?
Really? This is like year 2, right? It's like, I think, wasn't it? It was like Koo's rookie year. He was amazing, and he's been bad ever since, hasn't he?
Yeah.
The first or second year, yeah.
Youngwon Koo hits everything until the pressure's on. He's like Kirk Cousins, where Kirk always lost on primetime games.
Right.
Like Koo could kick a 70-yard field goal when the Falcons are up 23-10.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as they're down 20-23 and he has to kick a chip shot to tie the game, he's like fucking Michael. Wait, what's the guy's name? Michael Fox. Michael J. Fox out there.
Yeah.
I really had to struggle to get that one out of the memory annals.
He's shaky, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with it. I was making fun of someone who has a disability. Mike, while we're talking about kickers, my last one, my very important thing. This was the justice for Dustin Hopkins week, Mike. You see, the Browns cut Dustin Hopkins. They signed Andre Schmidt. Schmidt misses a PAT and a short field goal in a game that they lost by 1. Justice for Dustin Hopkins.
Justice for Dustin Hopkins.
Brings in the backup question. Why did the Bills have to get 41 Matt Prater out of retirement in Arizona when Dustin Hopkins was available?
And used to play for Buffalo. That is a good question. I have no idea why.
Moral of the story is, Mike, there's only going to be one good rookie kicker every year for the rest of our lives, and this year the Ravens got it, and Andre Schmidt sucks. I almost said sucks Schmidt.
Sucks Schmidt.
That's not bad. I'll stick with that. Andre Schmidt sucks Schmidt. Any more things to complain about from the week, Mike? Any games we didn't touch on that we really need to talk about?
I think we at least quickly hit on all of them.
There you go. Like me at a bar.
Oh, we never we didn't preview it. We didn't talk about it. Any quick thoughts on the Chargers beating the Chiefs?
I think that it should have gotten my underreaction. Like, this is an expected result based off the quality of these two rosters.
Yes.
It's just that we have so much preconceived notions about Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and the Chiefs in our head that we're like, well, the Chiefs got to win this one. But the Chargers have a better roster, and they were on the road in a neutral site for this game, so you didn't even have 6 million Chiefs fans in your home stadium booing you. You just had a bunch of Brazilian Chiefs fans who were really excited about Taylor Swift.
Yeah. It was big. I do think that's a moment on Herbert's resume. Not his resume, but when you think about games like that, Herbert just went out and was like, I'm winning this now. There's not a lot of them. I feel like he had one here. So
yeah, big game, a few big rushes for him.
Yeah, big narrative game.
Great Herbert. Yeah, and also you're in the second primetime game of the season. Good time to turn it on, Justin. Man, we've had some good primetime games to start the year. Even Philly Dallas. That was a lot of fun because of the whole Jalen Carter spit thing.
It's good.
Mike, our next segment up. For those of you who don't know, every year, Mike and I pick a team town alone, a team that we are rooting for the entire year. And we typically do that by previewing them the week before and trying to guess their PFF grades the Monday after. As such, Mike, we are continuing on the process of this year. I will try to guess the top 5 PFF grades for the Arizona Cardinals coming out of week 1. Gotta tell you, this one was hard. I think I nailed 3 of them.
Okay.
And the other 2 are going to be a big mystery to me. But with that, are you ready, Mike?
I am. And just for a little, just for a little clarification, in case anybody double checks these results, for my money, you have to play at least 40% of the snaps for your side of the ball. If you don't hit 40, then you unfortunately are not in the top 5.
My first guess, Mike. A surprising entrant, because I don't think we talked about him in any previews going into the year. Rookie cornerback Will Johnson.
Hell yeah. Highest PFF graded player on the goddamn team yesterday, 90.2.
Kellen Moore came out and said, "We're going to target Will Johnson." They didn't want the Garrett Williams smoke.
Nope.
They said, "We are going to target Will Johnson." He was the first read multiple times. And guess what? He was in there breaking up passes, making plays, sticking like gum to wide receivers. Will Johnson had himself a game.
Tried to murder Chris Olave, too.
Yeah, which isn't hard to do because he has a lot of brain injuries.
Yes.
Number 2, this one's a little shaky on it. I'm going Kyler Murray, and that's mostly because I feel like he had a lot of positive EPA as a rusher.
No.
Has questionable passing moments.
Not top 5, though.
He took 5 sacks, which I think really hurt his
That definitely
his
will do
PFF
it.
grade.
Yeah, because sacks are a quarterback stat, as we all know.
Sacks are a quarterback stat, and wins are not. My number 3 player, Mike. Your hometown hero, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep.
The breakout MHJ game.
Came in at 5th with an offensive grade of 72.3.
5 for 71 with a touchdown, 155.6 passer rating when targeted.
You target him more?
Drew Petzig, head coaching candidate next year?
Might
Too
be.
early on that?
I don't know.
Early stock?
Week
Finally
one
got Marvin Harrison
overreaction.
Jr. working? That is where I'm out of people that I feel like I have any shot of getting correct on this list. So next up, I'm just going to shrug and say Josh Sweat?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, he is 4th. He had a 74.5 defensive grade this week.
Does it show? Does it have it broken down? What do you do better in rush or pass?
His pressure grade was the better of the two. 69.6 pressure grade to a 66.2 run defense grade. Somehow that all tabulates to a 74.5 defensive grade. I don't.
Sure.
I'm not Chris Collinsworth. Don't ask me. But he did hurry the QB 3 times. Had 4 total pressures.
Here's the thing about Josh Sweat is I'm just gonna add an extra 6 points onto the top of it because I just like the kid.
I just like his moxie. I like the jam on this Josh Sweat kid. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, Josh Sweat, like he was involved. He was good. He was getting through the line. The Saints have like an underrated good offensive line, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really hard for me to pick anyone on the defensive line. But if I was going to pick someone, Josh Sweat, I think had the best game.
Yeah.
The other one, once again, huge shrug. Just went with the best player on the team, Garrett Williams.
Did not make the top 5 this week.
Damn. Who did I miss in the top 5, Mike? Once again, the ones I got were Will Johnson, Marvin Harrison, and Josh Sweat.
Right. So you missed the second highest ranked PFF graded player, Mr. Dadrian Taylor Demerson.
Oh, the safety?
The safety. Had himself a day out there. Played very well. And then the number 3 ranked player that you missed was the man, the myth, the legend, the crafty veteran, Budda Baker.
Yeah. I talked shit about Budda Baker in our last podcast where I said that people were overrating him. So I felt like I couldn't pick Budda Baker, and I only saw him on screen once during the broadcast, which is usually a good sign for a defensive back if you don't see him on screen very much, except in Will Johnson's case, where Kellen Moore went in and the whole game plan was like, all right, Spencer, you see Will Johnson out there? Throw it at him like he's a rookie cornerback.
Yeah. But it helps his grades that he had 8 tackles. So.
Yeah, he was involved, man.
Yeah.
It's looking good for your Will Johnson stock. Almost looked really good for your Malachi Starks stock when he almost picked off Josh Allen in the first half.
That would have been brutal.
Mike, what are your other thoughts on Arizona, New Orleans week 1? This was our pick for the survivor pool. Had to sweat it out just a little bit. I also had them. I do a spread competition, $10 a week. Winner takes the pot. I had Arizona. Had to sweat that one out a little bit too because the line was 6.5, and they won by 7 because Vegas knows what they're fucking doing.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if maybe we're gonna have to wait another year and for them to load up with some other explosive weapons, like add another one or something. But like, can we please like push this goddamn ball downfield?
So you're saying that you wouldn't take Drew Petzig as a head coach?
No, like Kyler, like 5.6 yards per an attempt and ADOT of 5.6. Like, can we push the ball down the goddamn field a little bit? Like, just try.
What was Marvin Harrison had a pretty good depth of target. This is gonna look great for your predictions because I think Marvin Harrison's was like 14.2 yards per reception.
Yeah, he hit that. He got the
yards
touchdown. He didn't get the total yardage. I said he'd hit 100.
Damn, so close.
But yeah, all of his targets.
But like Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., like those guys should be targets downfield. Even Michael Wilson should be like a target downfield.
So 2. Wait, yeah, he had 6 total targets. Only 2 of them were farther than 10 yards downfield. He caught one of them.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had that huge 45-yard reception that was like a big part of that, but
Yeah.
still kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the Saints, Mike? Kind of skimmed over them. Rookie coach Kellen Moore. I'm being told their quarterback is a guy named Spencer Rattler. Is that correct?
Reptile, actually. He's part snake.
I believe he's won 6 Heismans. Is that
I was at one point I stopped and I was like, is Spencer Rattler like Bizarro, Timu, Kyler Murray?
I think Spencer Rattler is like less competent Russell Wilson, like early Russell Wilson, because it's just like, oh, he's got a big arm on him.
Yeah,
he's gonna throw it outside the numbers downfield.
Yeah, he didn't turn the ball over at all, so that's good. This game was closer than I thought it should have been, so that's like concerns me. Once again, for like the explosiveness of the Cardinals' offense to be able to push the ball downfield, I'm concerned. But other than that, good game. Good win.
Also, if you took him in Survivor Pool like we suggested, and both of us did, you lived another week and you don't got to worry about taking Arizona again.
And if you took that -6.5, made yourself some money.
I did. Yeah, I did in a spread league. I did not bet the 6.5. Because I'm a sad little boy who doesn't bet anymore.
Rattler actually had better PFF grades than Kyler Murray. So
that's rough. Mike, any closing thoughts on the week that was, week 1 of the NFL schedule, brought to you by FanDuel?
It is?
I don't know, probably everything is, right?
That's
we not yet? I assume we were.
Figured eventually they would give us the sponsorship. No, right. I think it's it. We got one game left to talk about.
One game left. Monday Night Football, the show, the top dog, money the game, as they call it. Minnesota Vikings at Chicago Bears. Current spread, 1.5. The juice is towards the Bears, -122. Money line, even odds. Basically, it's a pick'em, they're saying, but the Vegas doesn't do pick'ems anymore. You'll never get even odds on a spread, so it's a pick'em in the sense that the money line is -108, -108, because Vegas always cashes some of that juice.
That juice.
I figured, Mike, we'd just simply do some picks here. Any immediate thoughts you have? If you want to bitch about anything, I'll give you 2 minutes, and then we'll just do an all-specific prediction, and then we'll get out of here.
Oh no.
Mike just deleted his podcast recording.
No, I didn't. I accidentally closed something I did not mean to. We're good, though. Go ahead. Let's talk a little Bears-Vikings, eh? This is
little Bears-Vikings. What is your biggest curiosity going into this game? Besides touching dude butts, am I right?
Heyo. I mean, I feel like it's the same as everybody's curiosity. It's just, what is this?
Is it J.J. McCarthy or is it Ben Johnson? Those are your two options.
It's Ben Johnson. It's the Bears offense. Like, that is, I think, definitely everybody's biggest curiosity on how well that's going to work. They're at home. That should help them. You know, should be a good environment down there. But yeah, like, I'm more curious about the Bears offense just because it's like, God, you see like this piece on paper, this should be able to do something. And last year it did not do that. So we're hoping Ben Johnson's different compared to like if J.J. McCarthy comes out, completes 65% of his passes, throws for 200 yards, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns, like has like a good game. It's gonna be like, all right, well, that's Kevin O'Connell for you. I'm not.
What would J.J. McCarthy have to do for you to give him credit for the win?
Like, he'd have to be like making chicken salad out of chicken shit. Those kind of moments, you know.
Like Justin Jefferson goes down right out the gate.
Right. And he's like, he's like scrambling out of the pocket and like throwing on the run downfield to their like wide out 4 and just making shit happen. Then I'll be like, whoa, this JJ McCarthy kid. I got
right now, you can get Jordan Mason first touchdown scorer at plus 1,000, Mike.
Plus 1,000?
Yeah.
It's a little tempting.
Mike's gambling over there. You can get Josh Oliver at 450 to 1.
Yeah.
Big Josh Oliver guy?
Not really.
All right. Well, there you go. So your biggest curiosity going into it, obviously, is the Ben Johnson offense. What do you expect out of this game?
I hate everything right now. There it is. Like, I feel like there's like 2 worlds here. Or no, I guess this is really just one world. I think this is going to be a blowout in one direction or the other, and there's no in between.
Vegas is betting against you there, Mike.
I know. I kind of like the over, not going to lie. 43.5. Yeah, I know.
You always like the over.
No, that's funny. I bet a lot of unders in college football. But that's because I actually like take time in that sport to like look at things and be like, oh, unders hit a lot. So, but I could see the over hitting here, but I could just also just like, I think one of these offenses is going to click and the other's not, and it's going to get ugly fast.
Who would be your money on the offense clicking right now?
The Vikings?
Dead air.
I was really
Vikings?
torn by that question, and I'm so like O'Connell pilled after what he did with Darnold last year.
So, if you think that it's not going to be close, and you think that the Vikings are more likely to click, may I throw a bet your way?
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings to win by 13 to 18 points.
Ooh.
9-1.
I don't hate
Plus
that.
900. You put $1 million on that, Mike? You could win $9 million.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dollars.
So just put $1 million on it.
Actually, I think if this game goes the way I think, then don't take the over.
That was you really talked yourself out of that pretty quickly.
I did. I took myself out of it fast. Like, if this game goes the way I think, one offense is going to click to the tune of like 28 points, while the other sucks and puts up like 10. So it's like it's a 3-score game. So it is a blowout, but it's not like I don't think when I say one of these offenses is going to click and it's going to be a blowout, I'm not saying one's about to go drop a 40 burger on the other.
So I would say the important notes here are Jalen Johnson still questionable. Their other cornerback for the Bears, Gordon, also questionable. Their starting middle linebacker is on IR. Their backup, or their recent high signing a year ago, whatever, Tremaine Edwards is doubtful.
Mm-hmm.
And Javon Blackwell, also questionable. So it might be a day where the Bears offense looks a little bit more porous than it will in the future. Mike, with that, how about you throw out, is your oddly specific prediction going to be that it's a 3-score game and hits the under, or do you want to throw out a different oddly specific prediction?
Ooh. I actually like that now. I'm going to make my oddly specific prediction that is not the under part. Can I just make my oddly specific prediction that it's going to be a 3-score game?
That's not very specific.
That's not oddly enough? All right, yeah.
That's not oddly specific, yeah.
All right, fine. 3-score game and the under hits.
And my oddly specific Jesus, that is really hard to say sometimes. My oddly specific prediction is that at some point during the game, J.J. McCarthy will out backpedal someone. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My oddly specific prediction is that Justin Jefferson will have over 100 yards and 0 touchdowns.
Over 100 yards, 0 touchdowns. That fits. That tracks. I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
Get him down to like the 1-yard line multiple times just for Aaron Jones to punch it in. Piss off fantasy owners.
How dare you, Jordan Mason?
Oh, that's right.
With that, Mike, do you have any other thoughts on Monday Night Football, or any other thoughts on Week 1, or any other thoughts on Tuesday, where nothing happens, but sometimes you just want to talk about it?
No, I guess not. The guy who decided to throw stiff arms at DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar Jackson got an indefinite ban from NFL games, which seems right.
Yeah. You think he was drunk?
Probably. A little upset that we were down 15 at that point. Why is Lamar? Is anybody could tell Lamar how goofy he looks in that head thing, like the face head warmer?
He's been wearing it his whole time.
He
man.
does, and every time I see him, no one's told him.
Someone's made fun of him for it at this point.
Oh, okay. He looks so goofy.
My money's on John Harbaugh or Justin Tucker back before.
Yeah, he was doing his his post game presser, and I just couldn't take anything he said seriously because it was just like his one little portion of his face sticking
he was wearing
out.
it in the post game presser.
Yeah, when he was talking to the media.
What's our schedule going forward, Mike? Are we doing 2 a week? Are we doing Wednesday?
We got to do 2 weeks. We have to talk about next week before it happens.
You know? We could just tweet out what we're going to say on the podcast.
Yeah.
So Wednesdays work for you? Wednesdays are best?
Yes, Wednesdays are best.
Okay, Wednesdays are best.
Wednesdays are best.
Mike, you got any plugs on the way out the door?
Yeah, follow me at all the places, Talent Alone Mike. And get right tomorrow tomorrow, we will have the on Saturday Week 2 recap, and then later this week we'll have the Week 3 preview.
Great. Awesome.
Okay.
You can follow me at Talon and Adam on the stuff. It's in the show notes. Follow us both on Letterboxd, although Mike doesn't really post on there. I say a lot in this section because I say a joke and then I give you time to respond by saying
Yeah.
You can check us out on YouTube now at Talon and Podcast. It is oddly entertaining to listen to us talk while in the background it's just clips from Madden 95 on the SNES. You can email us at talonpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what head covering you think Lamar Jackson should replace his current one with. Perhaps a yarmulke. And with that, Mike, would you like to give any Monday Night Football-based shout-outs on the way out the door?
Shout out to Cole King Dick Komet.
Wow. The other tight end for the Bears.
Yeah.
What is a king dick?
I don't know. You think I know what these things are, I say?